Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are at the Street Woman Fighter Season 2 finale. This is going to be the Global Artist Mission. I know we have our 4 groups in our finals, each tackling a different global artist. Definitely excited about it. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, we got good old Jam Republic. Oh, they got the big hats. Oh, I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, grab the hat! If I was in that audience. Whoa! Come on. Come on. If that ain't an ode to royal family, I don't know what is. Goodness gracious. Wow. Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for having us once again.
Come on.
To be on this stage tonight.
Come on.
Then march, back down, back down, back down.
Hey. Yep.
Back down.
Woo! Okay, so we see here that we got a paying ode to their K-pop challenge, a little ode to their mega crew. But it's cool that we get to see a little bit of them as a group, just being able to showcase themselves, but also really tear it down with Beyonce. This was freaking cool. So starting from the top, this beginning, I mean, so far I've only seen, like, I've seen Man and Queen and 1 Mil already, but I have not seen Bebe, but this was a phenomenal beginning. Probably one of my favorite beginnings I've ever seen from a group. This was so impactful. Part of me really wishes they didn't just, you know, keep cutting to one person and everything. I get it's the show, but still, you know, like, this is just the silhouettes was, so good. I love that with the choices of the lighting really helped there. Do 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 do, and it's just it's a different pitched syncopation that you normally don't see that type of ripple on, and enhances the difficulty of it. I'm gonna go ahead, because we're at the finale, I am a little bit more lenient because all of these crews are high quality. They are. There are a couple things though that I will still point out. When you see here everybody's hats, you could tell based on how they're sitting on their heads how much give you have, or the angle of it itself. So everybody's with their head up, but you notice, I think that's Ling. Ling's hat is sitting a little bit more level on her head, and that's why hers doesn't drape up as much as everybody else's. So that's just a really minor thing that you can really tell because of the lighting. That's freaking sick. Like, just little things like that are so effective. I love this. In the fog, guys, this is disgusting. This is so cool. And then, you know, I mean, look at the level. The angles are so nice, I would say. Hers are a little bit too high, but just the silhouette is gorgeous. That was nice. A little boom, boom with the lighting helping with that. So their lighting, I would say, helped them an astronomical amount. I love this over. Now, I know we're seeing Kirsten shown a lot. So I'm going to be honest. It's really hard for me for what I'm watching, to actually see what the group looks like as a whole, because they do so many cuts to the individual members. So it's really hard for me to see the formations and the visuals as much as I was able to see it with the other two that I've seen so far. I like that. Peel it up with the hat. This beginning's really cool. That right there. Boom, brrrr, boom, boom, boom. Just the syncopation, musicality is phenom here. I love that with the hats. Bring it up. Doom, doom, doom. Really nice. Super fun. Great call for them to do Beyonce. They turn around. They throw it out. And then we see a beautiful dip from Latrice. Latrice ends up taking off her corset. Very impressive. I mean, I will say the aerial shot kind of made us see how she was taking it off, but if you saw it from the front, I wonder if that would have read differently. So that's just my one note of the cameras. I really wish they didn't do an aerial shot there, but they chose a different spot. And they're all taking it off, and they throw it down. Boom! Just the pop-up. Boom! To the drop. And remember, they're a group of 5. And so far, the ones I've seen, they're groups of 6 or more. So it's definitely, they are operating with less members. So each member has to carry more power to really present with a stage presence. But that's something they've never really had a problem with. So I love this, the aerial shot going back here, back into the circle, all coming in together. And they pull out, boom, whip it out. This right here, I've seen this. The reason why I say it's Royal Family, I remember seeing this. It was 2013. Nope, it was 2013. They had these types of rope or something, and they did this body roll in particular. That's why I said Royal Family. I'm going to stick to that. I really like it though, because it vibes really well with the crew, and it is a shade of a color that resonates with who they are, because you have to show your colors. I think that's a shade of the color range that this group carries with as their scope. I would say Royal Family. I'm not going to sit here and completely ignore the fact that a couple members have been heavily affiliated with the group for a long time. If anything, that really helps with their performance and stage presence, because that's something that has been cultivated in them there and saturated in them there. And so seeing other members who are not from that group come on, it's just really cool to see Jam Republic rep in this way, where their captivation, their performance is really top tier here. And just how they go out and they bleed it back in. They're bringing that sex appeal. But it's still it's not overboard. It matches the aesthetic of the track, And the switch over. I will say though, because they're choosing to hit that overly tense, sensual textures and pocket, it does eat up more time when you do choose to do that. So that's just my one note that I would say, that maybe could they have gone a more polyrhythmic route with it? Maybe, but I really like the choices. They're one of the few crews that can execute this aesthetic in this way. So that's always the risk you run with it, but it's always super fun to watch. They are choosing to do things on both sides, but the pockets that they're doing are really difficult to do, right? And that's why I think it's totally fine that they're choosing to be ambidextrous about it. And like even there, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So they're hitting the same choreo twice in a row. And it just goes back to my previous point. I don't see any issues with that. This right here. Also too, do I wish that they didn't hit it the same way, like the exact same choreography, because we've already seen 2 phrases of that. I would really wish that here, I really love the gimmick. I love that. But because both groups did the same exact thing, doom, doom, then the next group did the same thing, I wish it was just slightly varied. Well, maybe the second group that goes up, maybe twist to the side or something like that, that really created more complexity to the formation or complexity to the levels or the content itself. That's really my only note. But because they're really captivating and they're doing a great job, so it's not even an issue. It's not even a, how dare they not do that? No, they got second. You know what I mean? Second as an international crew on a domestic show, like that's pretty difficult to do. And it's very impressive that they were able to do that. I love that the carriage of how Kirsten holds this down is freaking insane. I love that. That right there. Doom, doom, doom. So minute, so intricate. Love that section. That right there, that doom, and what really helps us camera-wise is because I really wish I was seeing what everybody else was doing. Here, Kirsten, she's popping off. Yeah, that just feels very similar to what we saw from the K-pop challenge, and I know they end in the K-pop challenge dance, so I'm curious if that's going to come into play for their next routine that we're going to see. I don't know, but I really like that tribute there. They're all vibing out. So I do think out of all the crews, they're the ones that really take the most time in their transitions, but because of their stage presence and their performance and essence, they're able to hold it down differently than other crews. If other crews took that liberty, it would feel like they're eating up time, but here it's we're allowing you a chance to catch up to how we just brought it down. It's kind of what it's reading, and that's what you want when you choose to go about your transition that way. You know, because they're vibing it out, that boom, you know. Love that. They're here. Throw it down. The performance, the angst in the face. I love it. And I love the fact that they have live excerpts, you know, of Beyonce. So it really feels like they're the ones performing for her. And I think that's part of the criteria of the mission. It's right here. Boom, two, boom, boom. 3, 4, 5. Now we've seen this. Da, 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 da. This feels... some of that was, we already saw that kind of progression from Click Like. So, and it's just, it feels like we're seeing a mix of each girl's choreography of what was notable or really impressive from the show. You Click Like from Latrice. This transition right here, we saw in the, oh my gosh, what was it? The, that one. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. That part. Yeah. And then they finished the K-pop challenge, right? So I really like, they took a risk because they're one of the few groups that actually emulated what was viral from them throughout the track, and that's what made it look like them, you know? And it felt like citing their source, not plagiarizing themselves. I really would say that. And that's what I like about it. It's a different risk, and I think it paid off for them very well. And I love how they finished because it feels like to be continued, and I'm gonna be mad impressed if I call it where they start their colors like their final like this. If they don't, that's okay, but I'm just saying it now. I think it would be really cool. Anyway, but going back to this, all in all, I really like how they came about approaching it because it's different, and their presence was admirable the entire time. It really was, you know, and I think that a lot of the choices they made are something very notable, and you know, they're the ones that can be very much like, you know, this is how you do it. And I think that's kind of been what they've wanted to showcase all along, is showcasing different styles and essences and postures and pockets of their cultures, their communities on this stage. And I think they did just that, and I'm very excited to see their next performance. This was great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was helpful in some way. This is just, it's such a bittersweet thing for me because I started reacting to this back in July, and now we're here at the end of October. It's been such a long invested amount of time sitting and talking through these crews with you guys, with the discussions, and I really feel that I feel like I've learned so much about so many different communities of people just from reacting to the show, and then also Street Man Fighter in the first season in correspondence to this one. And so I can't wait I can wait, but I can't wait to watch the final 4 videos of them demonstrating themselves as a group, because it's going to be very bittersweet for me, because it feels like it'll truly be the end. And but I know that we're going to see them in the future, and it's going to be totally fine. But if you want to see more Street Woman Fighter content or Street Man Fighter content, K-pop content, any battle content, what have you, I have it all, a plethora of it on YouTube. I also have it on Patreon, early access. Everything's early access on Patreon. It is there first. And also, This is released, of course, day of, but the final 4 videos are going to be releasing the following day on YouTube, but it'll be all access on Patreon, first come, first serve on that. So if you really are impatient and you don't want to wait for my final 4 analysis on Straight Woman Fighter, you can head over to Patreon. It will be there. Thank you guys again. I am Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.